My name is Carol Wright. I'm here to teach you English today, and we're going to talk about articles. Before we get started, if you haven't hit subscribe, please subscribe and make sure to click the bell so that you're notified every time I upload a video. So let's get started. Now, the idea of articles with a, an, and the can be confusing for students because in many language learner students' background, they may not have articles in their language. So when they learn English, it becomes very confusing. So let's make that all clear for you today. First of all, when we talk about articles, we want to talk about what kind of words articles usually go with. And the answer is they go with nouns. Nouns, as a review, are people, places, or things. So for example, my friend is a person, a place like the park, or things like a chair. Now, nouns have two categories. One is a count noun and one is a non-count noun. A count noun is a noun that is countable, something that can be counted. And non-count is a noun that either you don't want to count because they're too small or they're non-countable. Now, with count nouns, I want to take a look at an example with chair. Now, chair, we can actually use a chair, meaning any chair, or the chair, a specific chair that I'm talking about, or chairs, a group of chairs in general. Now, something to really remember with count nouns is this rule. Count nouns never go bare. Now, this bare doesn't mean rawr, that kind of bear, but this bare means to be naked or without anything. So when you are writing, this is a quick check for you. When you're using something that's countable, you should see there's always something surrounding it, either an article like a or the, or s that goes in front of it. It never will stand by itself. So when you see that in your writing, then you know you made a mistake. So that's a quick tip for you. On the other hand, with non-count nouns like water, they can actually stand by itself without anything, or you can use the. And because non-count nouns like water are not countable, they will not take an S. Okay. Now let's talk about the difference between a and an. A is used with consonant sounds in the countable noun category, and an is used with vowel sounds in the countable category. Now I say sound, not just consonant or vowel, because this rule is not applied to spelling. It's applied to the way you speak it. So let's take an example. We can have a cat, k, is a consonant sound, so we can use a. Dog, d, is a consonant sound, so we're going to use an a. Now look at this. University. It's spelled with a vowel, but it's not a vowel sound. We don't say university, we say university. So that's actually a consonant Y sound. We're going to say a university, not an university. On the other hand, we have an with vowel sound like apple, a, and egg, vowel sound. And then here again, we have the same U, but now this time we're going to use an because in this word, even though it's spelled with a U, we say umbrella. So it is a vowel sound. We're going to use an with that. Now, let's talk about when to use a or the. So there are basically 5 situations, so let's talk about them. First situation is you need to consider if the noun you're talking about is a general noun, any noun, or specific, one specific item you're talking about. So here's an example. I can say, I need a chair. When I say that, I mean, any chair is okay. Just give me a chair. I want to sit down. It doesn't matter to me which chair. So we're going to use a. On the other hand, I would say, I bought the red chair over there. I'm talking about that specific chair, not just any chair I bought, but the specific red chair over there. Okay? Therefore, I will use the. Second situation you need to consider is the item you're talking about mentioned the first time? Or is it mentioned second, third, fourth, fifth time, mentioned before? So I would say in my writing or my speaking, I saw a cat yesterday. This is the first time I'm talking about this cat. So if it's non-specific, this time we're going to use a cat. Then second sentence, I'm now talking about this cat I already talked about the second time. Therefore, I'm going to use the cat was nice. Okay, because I'm talking about the same cat that I mentioned the first time. So again, if it's mentioned first time, we would say a cat. Second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time after that, we're going to say the cat. Third situation you need to consider is when between the listener speaker or the reader writer, is this item understood? Do we understand each other what we're talking about already? So for example, if I tell my friend, let's go to the park again. Well, the fact that it's again, that means me and my friend already have been to this park before. So let's go to the park again. So me and my friend know exactly in our minds which park we're talking about. Therefore, even though it's the first time mentioned, you can go ahead and use the specific article, the. The fourth situation you need to think about when choosing a or the is whether or not the item you're talking about is unique. There's only one. For example, the cafeteria is on 3rd Street. Even though this is the first time I'm talking about the cafeteria, how many cafeterias are there usually in an area, right? So we usually, when we talk about cafeteria, we talk about the cafeteria because there's really only one. So when you talk about something that's unique and there's only one, please use the, even if it's for the first time. The fifth rule is that some things do not require articles at all. It would be wrong to put an article in front of it. And the examples are languages, sports, and academic subjects. So first, if I say I speak Chinese, Chinese is a language, even though it's specific, it's also type of a proper name, if you will, of a language. So therefore, I'm not going to use any articles. John likes soccer. Soccer is the name of a sports, so we're also not going to use any articles. And finally, Amy enjoys math. Math is an academic subject, so therefore we're also not going to use any article. Thanks again for tuning in today. Hopefully I was able to help you make a better distinction with when to use a, an, or the. Remember, if you have not hit subscribe, please hit the subscribe button and also the bell so that you know whenever a video is being uploaded. Thank you again for tuning in today. I'll see you again soon next time. Bye-bye.